The next command which we would be seeing is head. When the files are huge, it's impossible to open the files and see the content. To know what the file has, what and how the data is arranged in a file, we can get a glimpse of it using the head command. Head and the file name of your interest. By default, it prints the first 10 lines of the file. If you are interested to see only the first 2 lines of the file, you have to give head -n2 followed by the file name. In the same way, if you are interested to see only the first 5 lines of the file, head -n5 followed by the file name. If head gives the first 5 rows, the tail gives the last few rows. To see the last 10 lines of the file, give tail and the file name. If you want to see the last 1 line of the file, tail n-1 file name dot. Here the line is shown blank because there is an empty line here. Even an empty line is considered as a line. To get the last 2 lines of a file, these are the last 2 lines. So for example, if you want to pick the 5th line of a file, how do you do? So we go to head -n5. This picks the 5 lines of the file and the output of the head is sent to tail and we just extract the last line. So the 5th line is extracted. Cut. Cut helps us to extract specific columns from a file. For example, cut -f, get the first column of the file database_2.txt. That's the first column. If you want to get the second and third columns of this file, you can retrieve the second and third columns of that particular file. By default, the delimiter considered is tab. For example, let's get the similar information from a file _1.txt. Here, the delimiter is not a tab, it's a colon. That's the reason it didn't cut. In order to enable the cut, we are supposed to send the delimiter. The delimiter is colon. And we are interested in the first column. And now we have got the first column. So if your delimiter is comma, you have to put a comma. If it's a space, you can keep a space here. If it's a hash, you can keep a hash here. So cut helps us to cut specific columns from a file. Cut -c 1 to 5 on database1.txt extracts the first 5 characters of the file. Cut -f 2 to 4 extracts the columns 2, 3 and 4. The next command which we would see is paste. This command pastes the contents of 2 files one next to each other. For example, paste file _2.txt for and file _3.txt. So this is the content of 2.txt and this is the content of 3.txt. Now you can mention the delimiter also with which you would like to paste. So that would be the delimiter. The next command which we would see is sort. Sort helps us to sort the contents in the file. Okay, so we have a list of numbers and these have been sorted. But if you carefully see, after 1, 10 has come. In order to sort them based on numbers, we have to give sort -n. Then it would be sorted based on numbers. If you have multiple columns based on which you would like to sort so it's sorted on the first column. For example, you would like to sort on the second column, you might have to give sort -k2. Then it's sorted on the second column. That's how we use sort. The next command which we would be seeing is uniq. Uniq tries to extract the unique lines which are present in the file. So if you carefully see the output, the unique command didn't work because unique expects the file to be sorted first and then the output of it has to be submitted to unique. Now the unique lines have been removed. If you want to see the counts of the lines, how many times they have been repeated, you see Alice Delhi line has been repeated twice. Bob Mumbai is repeated twice. Similarly, if you want to get the lines which are duplicated, these are the lines which have been duplicated. So that's how we use uniq. We'll get back in the next session with new commands. Bye bye.